Well, I'm back in the dump, and I'm gonna get right to it. Looks like there's a lot of digging, so no time to waste. Here we go. Well, my first whole bottle here is probably a vinegar cruet. Has a stippling on it. I can't see whether it's it's just a no name, but first bottle out of the hole, that is commendable. Keep on going. Well, I've been digging here for the last I don't know, this camera's never gets itself straight, for the last 20 minutes here, and as you can see, I'm down about 4 foot, and the top is about 7.5, so I'm down pretty far, and I don't like to go down too much further, but I found here's my first bottle right here, and it looks like it's I'm sorry, it's a 7-Up girl, but it's pretty messed up. I'll throw it over here. But that's so far the first real bottle I've come up with. Everything else is really nothing. It's pretty rough down here too, so I'm trying to find something whole, and it's not that easy, because this is the ashes, so, but I have a whole layer to work on here. I don't know if I'll find anything, but it's worth a dig. So far that's it. Let me keep going and I'll get to you better. Okay, I've been digging a long time and haven't come up with anything. I got a bottle here. I'm not expecting it to be much, and not embossed. Just an old medicine bottle. There are few in between this area. There's another one behind that though. It's your standard jar. They're down in this section here, and I'm as far as down as I can get because it's water and I'm not digging in any water. But there's bottles down in here. You can see it's a piece of slate, but they're down in the water. Yeah. I don't know what that was. There's another one right here. Plain flask. They're down in the watery end of the dump. So what I'm going to do is dig in this area here. Probably. Yeah, let me try getting something out here. Well, there's my hole down there. You can see I'm pretty far down, so I'm going to start going inward. Hopefully I'll come up with something. Okay, here we go. Okay, we're hitting some bottles here. Let's dig in and see what they are. I don't know what that one is broken. There's an... That's broken. We're in the burned area, so there's a lot of probably burned bottles. Worthless jar. That was probably the reason why these bottles were broken. There's a big piece of metal there. Daggone it. This is a cave-in type of place. It's just very been loose sand covered up. And as you can see, I'm going to be hitting a big cave in here. See that? What do you think? Is that fun or not? Now I'm going to have to get myself out of here. And as you can see, I was lucky enough to pull myself out. But that's what you got to deal with when you're in a dump like this. Well, let's keep going and see what I find. Well, so far, this is the best bottle that came out today. And that is a miniature Quaker, old Quaker. It's a little nip. This bottle is common in a large size, not so much in the small one. So at least I'm on the board with something I truly like. Old Quaker in a mini. We'll keep going. A little bit more to go. I thought I'd just show you this two-way that came out of here. It looks like it's all cracked up. They usually are. They're not in good shape, these bottles. There's stuff coming down. Pulled out a jar, and then I pulled out the two-way, and this this thing came out. This is a... I don't know what that is. Something. This is a roots. And usually in roots you find bottles in good condition. Although I wouldn't say that two-way was in any good condition, really. But they're down here, just a matter of getting all the way down without hitting a damn landslide. You can see I'm hitting window glass. That's typical. A lot of window glass. Little cup. Let me dig a little bit more, see what I can get in here, because it's not easy with this. Try to cave in the whole thing. Do talk to you later. Well, I found this kind of perfume, this wine bottle. I don't know, I find these a lot. I don't usually keep them, but maybe I should have at least one to sell at the flea market or something. All these little bottles here, all this stuff here, you can see really nothing. I'll keep that cap. I don't know about that one, but all those. So that's with that little Quaker. That's about all I have. I got a little bit more to go, and then I'm out of here. So talk to you later. Well, this is what I found. Little perfume here, whatever that is. A big brown jar. Drop that. I don't know what's in it. Cold cream, whatever. Bunch of little jars. Keep that cap. And a big cold cream jar here. I don't need it. This blue jar, it's got a chip on it, so I'm not taking it. This is a light blue. It also is not my favorite bottle, so I'm not gonna take it. So didn't do too well today. Maybe one or two things, and that's about it. I'm off to better and better places. I'm gonna try to look for another dump later on this week. So there you go. Have a good day. Okay. Well, if you've ever had a bad day digging, you know how I feel. And this is one of the worst days I've ever really had in finding anything that I expected. You're in a dump with thousands of bottles in it, and you don't find anything worth filming or anything like that. It's just sort of bums you out. But I'm not really that bummed out. I don't, like I said, I do this as a hobby, and it's a lot of fun for me, and I've done it for so long now that, well, just the research of looking for this stuff is a lot of fun. The best one that I came up with was this little nip of, Old Quaker. They're common, except for this is not common. This is a fairly rare bottle, I would assume. I've only have another one of this kind, so it's not like, what is it, Miranda, huh? You doing good? Just stay cool, okay? No, stay cool, I said. She's trying to jump on me, and she's a dog, so what can I do? But the other stuff, I mean, this is a cruet. It's a little stained. It's probably, White House or apple pie ridge, one of those table cruets that you put on your table with oil. This here is a Palmer's. Now, believe it or not, we know Palmer's as the beautiful blue bottles that are green bottles that you find in the 1890 dumps, and they're still in business today. And I think, looking up information, there were still Palmer bottles look like they were being produced. This says Palmer on the bottom, if you can see that in a sort of fancy script. I'll put it up here close. Palmer, Palmer. But this particular bottle, I couldn't find any information on. But it's the 1930s/40s, and it is a perfume, as you can see. It's supposed to sit on a dresser or something like that. The sleeper bottle of the day is this little bottle right here. Now, that's not the right cap on this, but because it would have had a dropper in this bottle, would have had a dropper cap. And who this is a guy by this name of Albert C. Barnes. Now, Albert C. Barnes, he and a German chemist came up with a cure for eye infection, particularly for infants who would be prone to getting bad eye infections if their parents had gonorrhea. Silver nitrate was the main ingredient in this stuff, and but it was called, well, Barnes started this. First he went to medical school. He had a hard life, this guy. Born in Philadelphia, his parents were poor. His father lost an arm in the Civil War. They lived in the slums, but he worked his way up through medical school, then through chemistry, went to Germany to study chemistry, came back and ended up working for a big chemist drug company. If you're familiar with a company by the name of, what was the heck were their names now? they're a Philadelphia company, and anyway, he worked for them, and he went to Germany again and got a partnership with a guy called Hilly, and Herbert, I think his name was Herman Hilly, and they were the ones who started with the Barnes and Hilly Company, which created this medicine for babies, and it was incorporated in 1902. So if this bottle was around in 1902, you would have found it, and it would have had probably a cork, and it would have would look probably similar to this, three-sided. It's poison, so that is why it has three sides to it. So it's a poison bottle. It doesn't look like your common poison, but any three-sided or odd-shaped bottle will be made so you know it's not to be taken internally. This was an eye drop, and he and Hilly, Barnes and Hilly, broke up in 1908, and that's when the A.C. Barnes Company came into its own. And it stayed that way until 1929, when another company, I forget what the name of the company is, Zoranite Corporation, bought the Barnes Company, and they still produced it, I guess, up until the 1930s, because this is a late 30s, early 40s bottle. Barnes was quite an entrepreneur, and he was big in the art collecting world. His wife was big in the horticulture world, and they both started an art and horticulture foundation, which I think is still around. So they contributed a lot to the society, and Barnes has an interesting life. It would be nice if Brandy from Antique Bottle Stories would pick this guy up, story, and get in depth with him, because you know all the information that was there was interesting. I just wasn't really interested. I'm not interested at this moment to read the life of this guy Barnes, but the bottle itself has a lot of history to it, and you could see it's marked on the bottom. And I guarantee if these bottles were produced in the same way in the 1900s to the 1920s, that's where they're marked. They probably had a label. So that's it. So there you go, my little sojourning into a not so hot bottle day. But I'm going to go out pretty soon. I'm going to take a long journey, and I'm going to go and try to find a dump that I spotted on a map, on an aerial view map, and it doesn't go. The map aerial view doesn't go back very far, only to 1949, I think. But who knows how long that dump had been there. It was used at that time the photograph was taken, so it was still in use. How much after that, I don't know. Maybe up into the 60s. I went to a dump similar to this a week ago, and it showed up in a 1950 aerial view map, and when I got there, it was definitely 1950s, and but there's remnant that might suggest that it might go back a little further, maybe to the 1930s. That'd be fine with me, because that's the world of sodas, which I'm interested in more than anything else. Sodas, milks, there's a few medicines, but I you know, they all pretty much look the same in the end. So there you go, folks. I will talk to you soon. Have a great afternoon. Bye.